Good morning, Emerson. Baseball is back in Boston. The world is right again. Fenway hosted the Washington Nationals in home game number 1 for the Sox. Sean Stackhouse will recap us on all the gorgeous day that is the Fenway opener.
And the 2016 election is officially underway. Both Hillary Clinton and Marco Rubio have announced their presidential campaigns. Lauren Fox has more.
All that and more today, Tuesday, April 14th.
I'm Maggie Morlath.
And I'm Logan Reaver. A great show, and we're going to later on have pop news with Amelia and one of America's favorite subjects, making out.
That's right. Madonna kissed Drake. Well, actually made out with him.
Kiss is a very short term
Kind of
for it.
attacked him in a way.
Yeah. I mean, he has a song about her, but I don't think this is exactly what he was going for. And Madonna was just getting it. I think that's what it was.
Oh yeah, this has sparked a lot of controversy. So we'll go to Amelia later to discuss that.
Mm-hmm.
But also later we'll be hearing from Gretchen Kuzel, who sat down with MMAG. They've got their spring edition coming out soon.
Mm-hmm. Definitely a new take. A lot of people getting more into MMAG. It's definitely blossoming and getting larger. So this will definitely be interesting to see how they're growing with all these new people, especially that I know all these new people, that people around campus are getting more involved with it.
It's becoming a facet of our campus here. So
definitely.
Also another facet is the Ribbons on the Runway fundraiser coming up this weekend, sponsored by Alpha Epsilon Phi. Actually, I'm a member of that sorority.
Cool. Yeah.
We'll be speaking with Lauren Amar, one of my sisters, about the event, and it's going to be really, really wonderful. There's a live auction, a fashion show as well, and all of the proceeds benefit women with breast cancer.
Yeah, one of the great things Greek Life does here at Emerson, of course.
Definitely. So this weekend we heard and watched campaign announcements from both political parties. Lauren, who will we see in the race to the White House?
Florida Senator Marco Rubio announced he is running for president Monday afternoon. Rubio is the third Republican candidate to announce his bid, following Texas Senator Ted Cruz and Kentucky Senator Rand Paul. The 43-year-old Republican senator is the son of Cuban immigrants and is known for his strong support of immigration and tax reform. Rubio's announcement comes just one day after Hillary Clinton released a video revealing her own 2016 campaign for president. Rubio called the Democratic frontrunner a leader from yesterday in his announcement speech in front of Miami supporters. Rubio stood in front of a banner with the campaign slogan, "A New American Century." The young lawmaker's experience being, quote, raised in a community of exiles is unique opposition against Hillary Clinton's goal in becoming the first female commander-in-chief. South Carolina law enforcement released a recording of then police officer Michael Slager saying his adrenaline was, quote, pumping after fatally shooting the man he pulled over at a traffic stop. Slager was charged with murder last Tuesday after a disturbing witness video went viral of the officer shooting Scott with a stun gun 8 times in a row while Scott's back was turned. Slager's conversation with another police officer after the shooting was recorded by the dash cam in his police car.
They waited a couple days to official interview, like sit down and say what happened. Walk by when you get home, probably be a good idea to kind of jot down your thoughts of what happened. Okay. You know, once the adrenaline quits pumping stuff. Pumping. Oh yeah.
This audio is the first recording released by law enforcement in which Slager can be clearly heard. The video evidence caught by the dash cam includes footage of Scott fleeing the scene at the traffic stop and footage of Slager and another officer standing in close proximity to Scott's body. The United States Forest Service is currently investigating Nestle Water for using an expired permit to draw water from the San Bernardino National Forest in Southern California. According to an investigation published by California newspaper The Desert Sun, the company's permit to bottle the national forest water has been expired since 1988. After 4 years of abnormally dry conditions in California, the scandal comes just weeks after Governor Jerry Brown announced a 25% cutback in water use. Nestle is currently the largest producer of bottled water in the United States. Though Nestle claims it monitors its water use and maintains the springs it takes from, environmentalists are protesting the bottling plant. So far, activists have gathered nearly 27,000 signatures for a petition to stop Nestle from continuing to bottle the state's water. A Nestle Water spokeswoman says the company plans to cooperate with government officials in renewing the expired license. And over the weekend, President Obama and Cuban President Raul Castro held a historic meeting in Panama, marking the first face-to-face conversation between the two countries' leaders in over 50 years. At the Summit of the Americas, President Obama said the meeting marked a shift in U.S. policy and a turning point for the entire region. Castro told Americans that issues such as human rights and freedom of the press were two of the issues he was willing to discuss, stating, quote, "Everything can be on the table." Some Republicans in Florida accuse Obama of weakening America's policeman of the world status. South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham called Obama's foreign policy a, quote, "appeasement toward autocratic dictators and thugs." Obama plans to remove Cuba from the United States list of state sponsors of terrorism within the next few days. Congress has 45 days to disprove the decision. And a German author leaves behind a legacy that changed the world's view on the 20th century Germany. Novelist and social critic Günter Grass, the man known as Germany's moral conscience, died Monday at the age of 87. Grass is known for his novel The Tin Drum and forcing Germans to recognize the wartime horrors of their country's history during the Nazi era. The Nobel Prize winner shocked the world in 2006 when he published his autobiography, Peeling the Onion. The memoir revealed he had served for Hitler's Waffen-SS as a tank gunner at just 16 years old. Many Germans were outraged that Grass concealed his earlier Nazi involvement after spending so much of his life speaking out against it. Others defended Grass for his ability to communicate the need for post-war Germany to acknowledge and take responsibility for Nazi crimes. In a statement, German President Joachim Gauck said his novels, short stories, and his poetry reflect the great hopes and fallacies, the fears and desires of whole generations. Grass was admitted to the hospital just days ago, and his secretary said his death was unexpected. The cause has not yet been announced. That's all the news I have for you today. Back to Logan and Maggie at the desk.
Thank you, Lauren. We have finally gotten what we have wanted, Boston. The weather has been breathtaking as of late. All of Emerson has literally put all their work down to just go outside and chill. Michael, what have you been doing to celebrate?
I have had no time on my hands, actually, because
great.
I've been all work and going to class. I don't know about you guys.
All my friends yesterday spent the whole day sitting out on the hill in the common, but I had class. I couldn't do it.
I mean, I was sweating by the time I got to class, so I guess it was pretty warm out, and it's actually going to get even warmer this week.
Oh, boy.
So why don't we take a look at that now? Right now, it's already 54 degrees outside, and we'll be seeing that temperature rise to 66 degrees throughout the day. Though that actually sounds pretty nice, don't expect to be able to have a big old family picnic because a 70% chance of rain means that we're in for regular showers throughout the day. What's really interesting about today's weather is the UV index, which we'll take more of a look at in a bit. Tonight, the temperature is going to go back down to 47 degrees, and the rain will be leaving us. The sky will be filled with clouds at sunset around 7:24, but as the night goes on, most of those clouds should be going away, setting us up for a very nice day tomorrow. It'll be less humid tomorrow, bringing our relative humidity down from percentages in the high 40s to the low 30s. Looking at the UV index once again, tomorrow's going to be a 6 out of 10 on that scale, which means that if you're not wearing sunblock, you could get a sunburn with at least 30 minutes of outdoor exposure. So, though it might feel great, I highly recommend wearing some sun protection or staying indoors. Moving on to our 5-day forecast, we're going to be starting and ending our week with rain. Finally, looks like spring is here with all of our temperatures being above 40 degrees and our daily highs all converging around 60 degrees. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday are all looking fairly sunny for us, but again, we're going to have to worry about those high UV indexes. It's going to get increasingly warm by the middle of the week. We'll also be seeing increased UV and pollen levels, so precautions are advised. The sun is now as strong as it is at the end of August, meaning that UV levels are end of summer averages. So fair skin can burn at about 30 minutes of exposure without any protection. The main problem being caused by the sudden change in weather, moving from below temperatures to those similar to the end of summer in a matter of weeks will take most of the public by surprise. And those who don't take the proper precautions will definitely be learning their lessons by the weekend. Well, you know what they say, if you can't take the heat, stay inside or apply the proper UV sun lotions. That's all I have for you today, whether you like it or not. I'm Michael Kayanis. Back to you, Maggie and Logan.
Thanks, Michael. And now we are joined by Lauren Amar, Chair of Ribbons on the Runway, Alpha Epsilon Phi's annual fundraiser supporting women with breast cancer. The event includes a fashion show and an auction.
Thanks for joining us. Also, just to start, what will the event be like in general?
So the event is on Sunday at 4 p.m. It's going to be at the Ritz, right next to the Boston Common. So the event is going to start out with a live auction, which is usually silent, but this year we decided to go live. So that's the main difference. And then after that, we're going to have a fashion show with a bunch of local and national designers such as Crush Boutique, LF, In the Pink, No Rest for Bridget, Ted Baker. This year we also are having male models, which we usually don't, so that's a big difference for us. And then we're also having more Emerson organizations involved this year, such as Emerson Dance Company is going to do a flash mob, and Acquired Taste is going to perform at the beginning of the event.
So for the auction itself, what kind of items? Just like, could you give us an idea of just a few different items that you'll have?
Sure. My auction chair has worked with her committee for a few months now, and she managed to get so many different items. We're auctioning off 2 rooms, one at the Ritz and one in a hotel in New York by Times Square. We're auctioning off a bunch of gift cards from hair salons, spas, yoga classes, Pure Barre classes, so many different items. There's over 30 of them.
Wow.
So yeah, we're really excited about that.
Cool. In terms of like the goals of your sorority, what does this kind of mean to all of the girls in it?
Well, the main goal is to raise money for Share, which is AFI's national philanthropy organization. It's a Jewish organization that raises money for breast cancer. So that's our main goal, but I guess our other goals would just be like to reunite more Emerson organizations, because it's not just about Greek life. We're having so much more students involved, such as makeup and help backstage, and people from the Evies are helping us out. So it's just a fun way to bring people together from Emerson, and yeah.
Now the event really has grown over the years. I mean, I know it started in, I think, the Bill Bordy Theater with just a few different designers, and now it's this full-fledged show. And what has it been like to just kind of build on that?
It's been so interesting for me. I mean, it was started 11 years ago by one of our sisters, Lindsay, who actually, her mom was going through breast cancer, and she decided to raise money for Share, which was a great idea, because 11 years later, we're doing it at the Ritz, and it evolved so much more than what it used to be. So.
Exactly. Well,
yeah.
thank you
Yes,
so much,
thank you
Lauren.
so
That
much.
is Sunday at the Ritz, so everyone should definitely check that out, 4 p.m. And now when we get back, we'll be talking sports with Sean Stackhouse. Stay with us. Welcome back to the show.
I think there are many Boston days that everybody in the city gets up for it. Obviously, throwing Marathon Monday, which is coming up in just less than a week, as well as the 4th of July. But the Red Sox home opener is special within itself. Just an amazing atmosphere all around,
yeah.
definitely. Sean, what do you think about the atmosphere and just the new season and coming back home to Fenway?
It's always so exciting. Yawkey Way is just a sight to see. I wasn't actually able to go down there yesterday, but I understand that you were able to go for a little bit,
just
Logan.
all the sausage stands. Everybody's just so excited in general to just get the season started and really sit back in like the nation's oldest ballpark. It's just such a staple of Boston. Felt very patriotic yesterday.
It's always great to be at Fenway, certainly a sight to see. I'm actually going on Saturday. But after starting the season with 6 games on the road, yesterday the Red Sox finally had their long-awaited home opener against the Washington Nationals. Good old Tommy Terrific even came out to throw the ceremonial first pitch after he and the Pats won the Super Bowl this past season. The Sox were able to pick up 9 runs off of 4 RBIs from Mookie Betts and 8 solid innings out of Rick Porcello. The Red Sox are now 5-2 on the season and have the best record in the AL East. Their next game is tonight at Fenway against the Nats, and taking the mound will be Justin Masterson. And in the Boston Garden this weekend, the Providence College Friars shocked college hockey fans around the country and took home the national championship. Boston University came into the matchup looking like the clear favorite, but being led onto the ice by potential #1 draft pick Jack Eichel. However, that wasn't as easy as they thought. Late in the third, after a back-and-forth battle through the entire game, BU goalie Matt O'Connor dropped an easy save between his legs and then knocked it in to tie the game at 3. Then Providence forward Brandon Tanev netted a fantastic goal to grab the lead and eventually the national championship. Providence walked away with their first ever title win. And also big news this weekend, 21-year-old Jordan Spieth took the Masters crown, being the second youngest to ever wear the green jacket. Spieth took golfers Phil Mickelson and Justin Masterson by 4 points after leading for the entire tournament. The only person to win the Masters at a younger age is none other than Tiger Woods. Although he didn't get that record, Spieth did set a few others. He broke new records in lowest opening round, most birdies, the 36-hole record, and the 54-hole record. Watch out, Rory McIlroy, there is a new star in the making. And this weekend was make or break for the Bruins if they wanted to make it to the postseason. The Bruins needed a win against the Penguins and a loss, and that didn't happen either. After the loss, head coach Claude Julien was asked about his thoughts on his job security, and this is what he had to say.
I think the bottom line is it's a tough business, and right now it's not my decision to make, so it'll all depend on how it's being viewed.
Certainly no jobs are safe in the NHL, but due to Julian's history, I think that he'll be okay for at least another season. However, the Bruins front office is calling the season a failure after they missed the playoffs for the first time in 7 seasons. Don't be too surprised if there's some shakeups this offseason, but I think they should stay relatively the same. And now for Stacked Odds. Although the Bruins didn't make the playoffs, the Celtics were able to seal their own spot last night after the Nets lost to the Chicago Bulls. The Celtics currently hold the 7th seed, and it looks like they'll be taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers. To play the Cavs, they need one more win or a Pacers loss. So many may be thinking that if the Celtics have to face LeBron in Cleveland, that they'll be doomed. But think again, although it looks like the odds may be stacked against them, the Celtics are 2-2 against the Cavs this season. With recently acquired Isaiah Thomas, the Celtics are looking as strong as ever. In the Green and White's past 10 games, they are 7-3. Things are looking up now for Boston, and Brad Stevens has always been strong in the postseason when he was the head coach of Butler. This may be a young and different-looking Celtics squad, but absolutely don't count them out. That's it for sports. Now back to Logan and Maggie.
Well, taking on the Cavs would be daunting, Sean. I would say that at least.
Well, thanks so much, Sean. Now, style correspondent Gretchen Kuzel will give us an inside look of NMAG. Let's check it out.
Good morning, Emerson. I'm your style correspondent, Gretchen Kuzel, and today I'm joined with Andrea Fernandez and Austin Wilder, the co-editors of NMAG. Tell us a little bit about what the spring and summer issue is for this semester.
So we picked the theme of now. We really wanted to focus on current themes, current issues, what everybody's doing right now, thinking. We wanted to grasp the moment in which we live in. We wanted to capture it in photographs and articles and illustrations.
So how has Emerson been playing a role in NMAG this semester?
Well, at the beginning of the semester, Austin and I really thought that it would be better to include more people, and that's why we thought about doing a website. We doubled our photographers and our writers because it was now. We really wanted to get as many students involved as possible because we wanted the issue to be reflected on the hard work of the Emerson student, because the Emerson student is really driven, and we wanted to portray that in our issue.
Tell me a little bit about how the clothes worked and all the fashion that you guys took.
Each semester, the fashion team basically plans out, they look at the subjects and the concept for each shoot, and we plan out which stores we're going to pull the clothes from, and then from there, basically we'll contact the managers at the store and introduce ourselves and kind of what we're looking to do for that shoot, and they're very helpful and they really support us because they know that we are showcasing their product.
So now that the semester's over, what are your plans for celebrating the spring and summer issue?
So on May 1st, we'll be having our launch party on campus on the 6th floor of Tufte in the art gallery, and everyone's invited to come. We'll have a bunch of the printed issues. You can stop by, pick one up, meet everyone. We're really looking forward to it.
So mark your calendars for May 1st to check out the printed edition of NMAG and also the film that they produced for the spring and summer edition.
Young people united this weekend as they congregated at Coachella Music Festival out in California. Amelia, it seems like more people are paying attention to flower crowns and short shorts and not really the music anymore. What do you think about that?
I know, it's definitely like a crazy pop culture phenomenon what music festivals are becoming in this country. It's crazy and some pretty wild things happen at them too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We've heard a little bit. I mean,
Yeah, enough.
Yeah,
for today.
well, let's take a look at it because it is pretty wild. All right, everyone. It happened. Madonna, infamous for making out with some of her co-singers in the past, like Britney and Christina, planted a nice wet one on Drake at Coachella this past weekend during his performance. That's not even the awkward, strange part, though. The awkward part is that Drake seemed totally revolted by it, like a total, grandma, what are you doing kind of moment. Here's the play-by-play. Drake sings song about Madonna. Madonna comes onto stage to finish song about Madonna, sings some more Madonna songs. Meanwhile, Drake sits in chair where Madonna grabs his face and sucks out his soul. Crowd goes wild. Madonna states, quote, blank, I'm Madonna, then proceeds to strut off the stage like an absolute queen. Ladies and gentlemen, 2015 has begun. Well, for Justin Timberlake and Jessica Biel, parenthood has just begun. The couple officially announced the pregnancy back in January with an adorable Instagram post, although rumors had been floating around for a few months prior. And now the couple has a bouncing baby boy who is named Silas Randall Timberlake, named after Justin himself and his grandfather. I'm a fan of strong baby names, and this one's pretty intense. It's definitely an I'll probably conquer the world someday sort of name. Congratulations to Justin and Jessica. That baby has some pretty good genes. Ooh, and Sandra Bullock's alleged stalker is in court right now for breaking into her home and camping outside of her house for a few days. Joshua James Corbett potentially faces up to 26 felony counts in connection with the break-in that happened last June. A pretty creepy 911 call made by the actress herself was finally released in court on Thursday. Let's take a listen to that.
I'm hiding in the closet right now. Yes, they are. I just saw them walk up to the attic. I have a man or woman. I think it was a man. I'm locked in my closet. I have a safe door in my bedroom, and I've locked it, and I'm locked in the closet right now.
It's pretty creepy. You can really hear the panic in her voice there. I have no idea what I would do in that situation, but Bullock apparently locked herself in her closet while she made that call. When police caught Corbett, they found a love letter in his hand he had written for her, which, creepily enough, was delusionally signed, "Your husband." No dates have been set yet so far for a trial. Technology has never failed to amaze us, and this next story is certainly no exception. So we all know that the whole holographic performer thing has been done before for single events and performances with singers who have passed away, like Elvis and Michael Jackson. But now Texas-born singer Selena, who passed away 20 years ago, is getting a whole holographic tour, never mind performance, that will be called Selena the One. The singer's family is creating a version of the singer that will be a walking, talking, singing, and dancing digital embodiment of her persona. Rest assured, her sister Suzette Quintanilla stated that, quote, by no means is this something that's creepy or weird. I'll admit, it's a little weird, but I've got to give it to him. It is a pretty incredible feat, so I'll be really interested to see the final product in 2018. Well, the MTV Movie Awards were this past weekend. No worries if you missed it, though. I've got you covered with a quick recap of all the festivities. Let's take a look. All right, so first we had Amy Schumer as a host who absolutely killed it. She was so good. She actually made out with Amber Rose even. How wild was that? Really took advantage of that hosting gig there. And next we had Robert Downey Jr., who won a Generation Award, very well deserved. He also gave a little sneak peek at the next Avengers movie, had some of his castmates present that award to him, and they were there for that feature as well, which is pretty cool. That'll be released in a few weeks, I believe. And then finally, we had Vin Diesel, who really brought some tears again. He sang the song from, let's see, the Paul Walker tribute from Fast and Furious 7, which, you know, such a sad thing, and really brought tears to the crowd there. Really, really sad tribute there, but, you know, of course, that was his brother. So that's all I have for you guys today. I'm going to toss it back to Maggie and Logan. Thanks for watching.
Thank you, Amelia. Aaron Koenigsberg got to put his spotlight on Audrey Serafin in Rare Works Theater Productions this week. The woman behind the show, the man who had all the luck. Let's check out what Aaron got.
Welcome to Spotlight. My name is Aaron Koenigsberg. Today I am joined with Audrey Serafin, the director of Rare Works' new production of The Man Who Had All the Luck, a show by Arthur Miller. Can you tell me a little bit more about the show?
Sure. So it's about Arthur Miller wrote this play. It's actually his first play, and it's about, he called it the reverse fable of Job. So it's about a man named David Beeves, and he gets through a lot of odd circumstances, he ends up getting more than he kind of bargained for from life in a good way, and so that sort of leads him to wait for his turn. And it drives him sort of to the brink of madness. And so he is going on this journey full of luck, and it's kind of questions like if we have any control over our lives and like what aspect fate plays in our day-to-day life and the occurrences.
Can you tell me a little bit about what makes Rare Works unique to the other performance groups on campus?
Rare Works is unique because it's the only producing organization on campus, meaning that people bring us their art and their ideas, and we as an advisory and executive board work to produce those works to the best of our ability. We're also the only group that has every year a Playwrights Fest, in which student written work is sent to us through scripts from student playwrights, and we have a whole team on advisory that reads all the plays and gives feedback to everyone, as well as we pick about two per year to give a full production. So it goes through the workshop process like it would in a professional theater company, with lots of readings and lots of different drafts, and then we give this script and the playwright a director, a cast, our producers, and a full set. And so before someone graduates, they even have the chance to see their work fully put on by a company.
I know a lot of students, obviously, that are going to be involved with these productions are performing arts majors. Is that a requirement, or is there a majority of performance art majors?
No, absolutely not. We definitely are major blind and open to all majors. There's lots of different ways to get involved. You can go through Rare Works Facebook page, or emailing them, or even just coming up to any one of the multiple board members who will be at any show. With Rare Works, I know it's, for me, very much feels like a family. The board meets once every other week, and I'm also on the executive board, which meets on the opposite weeks, if that makes sense. And so it's just something that's been a really big part of my life, and whether you're on the board or you're not, we have a ton of friends of Rare Works who we work with again and again, and if we really hit it off, I've seen so many great artistic relationships that I know are carrying into the future of board right here on our grounds.
If you want to learn more about Rare Works Theater Company, you can check out their Facebook page. I'm Aaron Koenigsberg, and that's what's in the spotlight.
Make sure to go see The Man Who Had All the Luck and acknowledge all of the amazing stuff that goes on at Emerson, especially in the production.
That's right, and speaking of honoring student productions, the Evie Awards are quickly approaching, and next episode we will actually be announcing the nominations.
We will have all of your nominations. Definitely look forward to that. A lot of people on their edge about it, so
right,
we'll give them
exciting.
the news they've been waiting for.
Yeah, so we'll see you Thursday.